Oh my god, those pops. What? I really hope you heard that. Hi there guys, Sam here. Welcome back to another video. You join me outside the Mark 8 Golf GTI Clubsport. I'm so excited, so happy to get to drive this car. Let's go for a walk around. Let me show you what it's like. Let me compare it a little bit to the Golf 8R, which I drove on my channel. Check the link above for that. All I can say is a massive thank you to the subscriber, allowing me a chance for the opportunity to drive such a fantastic car like this. All you have to do is like, share, subscribe. It just allows for opportunities like this. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Let's go around for a walk around. Let's go for a drive. So here we go then, the Mark 8 Golf GTI Clubsport. There we go, the GTI Badge. It's such a gorgeous morning. Hopefully the light is going to show up this car nicely. But let's go for a nice walk around. So this car has the standard 18-inch alloys. They're sort of diamond cut, classic GTI kind of trend. You get the drill disc brakes as well. They're big. I mean, you can see the gap. There's literally nothing in between that, is there? It is proper tight, proper exciting. Red brake calipers as well. Bridgestone potenters, standard tyres. It's an absolutely standard car on that side, as you can see from the things on my hand. This car gets driven properly. But if we, if we go scroll around now. What's great about this? You get the spoiler again. Again, hopefully the light is not too bad, but yes, there we go. It's exactly the same as the R in terms of the spoiler. It looks pretty special to me. And you can see it round from here as well. And then if you go around just to the back of the car, again, you can just about see my 7R in the background. That's special. You get twin exhaust pipes on this car, as you can see, just shown there, and you get the GTI badge. Oh, I'm so excited to try out this car. Yeah, let's go right the way around. A little bit dirty, standard solid white paint. If we keep going, you get a few decals just here. You get the, it's sort of more plastic, but it's not actually as bad as I thought, in terms of actually sort of like being painted black, if that makes sense. Oh, that looks nice. And then you get the IQ lights shown there. You get a red bar all the way across as opposed to the blue one in the R. There you go. Little GTI badge, looks great. IQ lights as well. Gloss black kind of plasticky bits in the front, but it actually looks really, really good. The honeycomb grille, it certainly looks very imposing. And if you scroll out, that looks mega, doesn't it? Really, really great. Wow. A proper piece of kit, I'd say. I'm mega impressed going around the side of this. You get painted door panels as well. I think that looks good. Yeah, I mean, look at the top. You can see that shark fin. It's certainly bigger than on my 7R. And the spoiler definitely sets it apart. Not too shouty, not too boy racery, but yeah, great. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. Let's get in this car, let's go for a drive, let's check it out. So, stepping into the Golf GTI Clubsport, let me give you a bit of a view of an impression of what this car's like. So the seat's very similar, if not exactly the same, to the 8R. You get a little bit of leather around the outside. They look great, look comfortable, interesting to know how they feel like that. Yeah, let's give you a bit of a point of view of what I see sitting inside the car. So there you go, a bit more red touches, I guess, as opposed to the 8R. Steering wheel's the same, you just don't get the R button shown here. I have to say, I really do like these steering wheels, how they're set up in terms of that hole. 6 and 9 holding it. It certainly is pretty nice. I probably will fiddle around with this owner's car in terms of adjusting the reach and the rake, and just getting the seat as low as possible, because I think that just enables it. You know, it's a driver's car. 2,157 miles in this car, daily driven really. Yeah, the owner, had a chat with him about it. I've got some interesting things to actually say to you. There has been some issues with this car, and yeah, I want to explain that a little bit further. But yeah, let's go for a drive. I'm just super excited. So here we are then, once again for another drive. Super excited. I can't thank the owner enough, to subscribe to the channel. Yeah, just having a chat with them, it's just like, including obviously the Golf 8R owner I had before, they're just such decent, honest, hard-working people, and it's just interesting to see how they use their cars and what they're getting into. But yeah, again, a bit surreal for me, because I'd never expected any of these opportunities to actually be given the chance to drive these fantastic cars. I mean, this is a £37,000 car list. To kind of explain you some of the details, it's rated at around 300 horsepower from that EA AAA engine. It's an Evo 4 engine. There is potential that it's got a little bit more power. I'll be interested to find out. As I've kind of said before, it's got the DSG 7-speed gearbox, very similar to the R. And I've got to say, sitting in here, if it wasn't for the red touches, I'd be in an R. There is no difference really, to be honest with you. But really excited to go for a drive. The seats, they're exactly the same, which is great. You know, they feel really comfortable, really supportive, actually really hug you in. I like the wheel as well. It's nice. You know, I've got no complaints of being in here. It still feels kind of box fresh. It smells new. It's got those kind of touches to it. And yeah, super excited. But let's go for a drive, and yeah, let me show you what it's like. First drive in the car. So yeah, super excited. Now, it certainly sounds good in here. It sounds pretty similar to the R, let's be honest. But yeah, first drive, first steps in it. I'm going to leave it in sport mode. I think that's the way it should be driven. Nice and comfortable, getting myself ready. I hope you get an idea of what this car is like to drive for the first time, because you know, I haven't seen any of these on the road. And yeah, I know it's difficult with test drives. I know it's still difficult times. So hopefully this gives you guys a great impression, just from, you know, a normal person really. So yeah, let's head off. I still can't believe this is happening, to be honest with you. Oh man. Stick it in drive. And we should be good to go. And there we go. Oh wow. What is life? What is life? Now this is the exact same route that I took the 8R in. So I'm really interested to know what it's like. I'm going to leave it in auto mode at the moment and just kind of get a feel for it. This car's on 18-inch wheels, which is actually my kind of preference. I bet I'm going to drive this car so much slower than the owner. The owner's there with his camera. Oh, brilliant. As I mentioned before, same Mark 7 kind of buttons as before. Got a Mercedes in front of me, which doesn't look as quite as fun as this car, but yes, alas. Steering's really light in sport mode actually. I'm a bit surprised about that. I thought they would weight it up a little bit more. Like I said before, it's an electric rack. You don't really know. How does this happen? How have I got a chance to drive these cars? Someone pinch me. It's just not possible. I will say something. Does this car feel more comfortable? Ooh, on its 18s. Yeah, you know what? These roads are great because they're full of potholes. They're awful most of the time. Sorry, owner. I'll try my best to avoid them. I like 18-inch wheels. I think it sorts out the comfort. This is a completely standard car, completely standard. So no options on it. It's, you know, and to be honest, that's the way I feel it should be. We're going to head on to the A43. I tell you what, maybe it's not just the wheel that feels lighter. This car feels lighter. Let's see what this car's got then. Oh, you know what? That's good. That's really surprising. That's really surprising. I'm going to have to lower the sun visor because it's such a beautiful day. Ooh, you know what? Okay, that surprised me. Because this car has confused me in the past in terms of where it sits. Okay. Initial impressions as I get behind this, without having the four-wheel drive, or just having the front-wheel drive. And bear in mind, this has got all traction aids and stuff on. You can tell it's pulling the power back, but it's got the power. There's no denying that. Oh my God, those pops! What? I really hope you heard that. Oh my God! What is this? What the heck? Oh my days. Okay, I'm slowing this down for a second. Oh my, did you hear the bang? That's loud. That was 100% louder than the R. I don't know if it's because the owner has potentially warmed this up a little bit more enthusiastically than the Golf 8R owner. Oh my god. What is this car? This is a Golf. This is a Golf GTI. And it sounds and it goes like that. Oh man, yeah, it eggs you on. It eggs you on a lot more than that 8R I drove for me. And this surface, cruising at 60 miles an hour, it feels pretty comfortable. Again, you can shut up the car basically. You can put it into eco and then have a listen. Oh, it drops to like no revs, and it's fine. You can just cruise. Got a car going about 4 million miles an hour overtaking me, and I don't care. I was going to drive this car as slow as possible so I don't have to give it back. Let's put it back into sport. One cool thing, if you're looking to get this car and daily it, which the owner and his other half do, I'll put up a screenshot now. You can get they got about nearly 48 miles per gallon out of this car. It's currently showing 34 mpg. You know what? I'll be honest with you, when I've done videos in the past on this car, comparing them between the 8R, the standard GTI and the Clubsport, I've never really understood the Clubsport, I'll be honest with you, and I've sort of said to myself, I don't know why people are getting that car. Why wouldn't you just spend the extra couple of grand and get a four-wheel drive R? Well, on a day like this where it's super sunny, you've got no worries about traction really. Yeah, this makes a whole lot of sense. I mean, I know it's a relatively short drive that I'm taking it on, but it feels more agile than the R. Yeah, straight away. You know, the moment I sat in it and I said to you, oh, the steering feels a bit light. It's not the steering that feels that light, it's the car that feels that light. Let's slow it down and just pin it and just see what it can do for a second. Okay. So Gearbox is a bit weird. As you may or may not know, I'm not used to driving DSGs. I have a manual 7R, you would have seen it in the walk around initially. But yeah, this car on a back road would be an absolute riot. It feels like it's got plenty of power, plenty of go. I did mention to you on the downsides that the owner did have some issues with this car. This is a new car, you know, they've only had it a month or two. And that's why I like sort of seeing sort of real owners' cars. These are real world people cars basically. And as the GTI, you know, it's yeah. I mean, I'm still pinching myself that this is actually a subscriber's car allowing me to do this. But yes, they had an issue with the gearbox, which is not what you want in a performance car. It would change up when you'd pin it, but it would struggle on the third gear. It would make a real jolting noise. Yeah, it was just not right, and you got an error warning as well when that happened. VW confirmed it was an issue which they're fixing for the owner, obviously well inside warranty and free of charge. It's a software update to sort that problem. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I think a manual gearbox would make this car, but then I am going to say that I can see how this would make sense if you're more daily driving it, and ultimately the performance is there. I mean, that is, it doesn't even, from camera you probably don't have an idea of how quickly this gets you up to speed, but it does. It really, really does. Oh man, this is just an absolute riot. On some of the negatives, the owners kind of told me they've got an issue with the bonnet, which was apparently in a batch of these cars, and there's an issue, there's like a crease in the line. I personally couldn't notice when they showed it around. I was like, it looks alright to me. What's wrong with it? Yeah, that's getting sorted. They also they hit a pheasant and it slightly cracked the honeycomb grille, but it's barely noticeable, and I'm sure they'll get it sorted. On the owner perspective, they're on the list to get this Revo mapped to give it more power. I'm not so sure it needs more power personally, because it is a front wheel drive car. If it gets any power, it should be minimal. But we're coming up to a bit of a roundabout as I'm going to spin it back. The brakes are exactly the same as the 8Rs, except this car weighs 100 kilos less. noises. Oh my god. I need to give my car more just more aggression. You need to get that exhaust kind of warm to get the noise out of it. I mean, I am spoiled with some of the automatic gearbox I've driven in the past. They tend to be Porsche, like 911 Turbo S. I've driven the 991 1.1, Aston Martin Vantage round track, and those gearboxes are incredible. Slow speeds, I'll be honest for you, I find it a little bit jerky, but then that's just me probably trying to get used to the car a little bit more. Yes, let's see what it can do here, shall we? Can I outpace this van? I reckon I probably can. Let's just make it nice and easy and then give it some. Okay. Okay, that is interesting. So, one thing I will say is, with traction control on, it pulls the power back massively when you're turning the wheel. It does not want this to spin up. You've got to turn off traction control to have fun in this car. That's my advice. It's got the power, it's got the go, it's got the handling, but with traction on, it's a little bit, it's just, yeah, it's not using its full potential at all. I'll be honest with you, I spent about 5 minutes trying to learn the infotainment, and it's going to take me some time to get used to it. You can turn the traction off, you can put it on sport, and you'll have an absolute blast. Man, how does it compare to an R? I shouldn't just compare it to an R, I should compare it to itself. The R feels heavier, but for me, when you're sort of cruising, you get a little bit more compliance. This is a little bit more on its tiptoes, I'd say. On a back road, I'd rather be in this. I love front wheel drive cars. I just think they're the pinnacle of hot hatches, aren't they? I love the GTI. So this is where you're going to get it really bumpy. You know what? They timed this car to not... I think it was only about 6 or 7 seconds slower than the full fat Clubsport S, which had no rear seats, a little bit more power allegedly than this. They were sort of like 306 brake horsepower, I think, something like that. We're going to get overtaken by a Porsche, I think. Yeah, and it was not that far off it as well, and that's that's like a 7.5 minute lap. It's big lap time. This is a quick car. Anyone can get in it and really go fast, I've got to say. It's a Cayman that's just about to overtake me, and I get blind spot lane assist thing. Cayman GTS, that's the 4 litre. Wow, the joys of driving around Silverstone, eh? To say, you could easily live with this. This does feel comfortable. I think it's the whole 18-inch wheels to the 19-inch wheels of the 8R. I think in isolation you're going to be so surprised about trying this Golf GTI Clubsport. It's not a boring car. Golfs have this sort of stigmatism of being just easy to use and daily cars, but that's great, because guess what? This owner and his other half use it as a daily car. So that's what you want. It's not just sitting there in the garage doing 0 miles like some cars and some owners choose to do. But when you're on it, it's on it. Anyway, let's try the in manual mode with the gearbox. Oh, I love. Oh, what the hell? This is crazy quick. The numbers increase a lot on the steering wheel, but can you hear the pops? I'd say it's louder. It's louder than the R. Let's try the brakes. The brakes feel good. You could get yourself in, again, a lot of trouble giving this a lot of... Oh, I can't believe it. Why do people keep lending me their cars? I just love it. They're such great people as well. I can't believe it. I literally cannot believe it. I cannot believe subscribers have watched my channel and just sort of spoken to me and gone, you know what? You look like a decent guy. You're not going to wreck my 40 grand car, which I'm not. again, the one thing I would say, it's very effortless. The gearbox just makes the ability to go fast very, very easy. Oh wow, yeah, this is a really good piece of kit. It wants you to go very fast. I have to admit, when I'm driving my Mark 7R, and it was the same with the 8R, I very much feel like, oh, let's just chill out and enjoy it. In this car, nah, it's a different thing. I'd be racing around in this non-stop. I'm sort of holding myself back. Listen to that! Oh my god, this is an OPF 2021 car. Fucking hell, this sounds unbelievable. We're going to give it once round the roundabout because, well, let's see how it handles round a roundabout, because I'm not going to drive this car for long. I'm going to enjoy it. Oh man, I miss these cars. Can you hear the noise? Oh my god, it's so quick. It's so quick. Unfortunately, we've got a lorry here. I don't even know what gear I'm in. Let's just see. If I get it pinned straight and pin it, let's see. Drive this car for longer. Oh my days. Buy this car. Stop watching the review now and buy a GTI Clubsport. Oh my god. I like having the face view so you can actually see, because you know if I'm just absolutely bullshitting you, you'd be able to tell it in my face. I could say this car was awful. I could say it was too boring if I felt it was. It's just not. Oh, what a piece of kit. I'm going to say again, wow, wow, wow. A little bit more wows than I said before. What the fuck? This is unbelievable. I'm going to park it back up next to my 7R. Fuck me. What a car. Just going for a manual change there. Doesn't have a manual. Oh, I love the agility. Reminds me of my old Fiesta ST, which is a very, very good thing to be saying. Oh, I have to turn it off now. I'm gonna have to sit here for a minute thinking about how cracking these cars are. You know, the Golf is the ultimate car, ultimately, to just do everything in. This arguably put more of a smile on my face than the R. It really did. Wow. And that's coming from a guy who's gone on about this R. I've gone on about the GTI Clubsport too. But wow, I think it looks good as well. Should we go for another walk around and check it out? I think we should. Proper piece of kit. And doesn't it look unbelievable? I wish I had a camera which could do this car justice. Wow. I was really surprised about the noise coming out of the exhaust. You know what? Let's go back to the exhaust. There's one of the pipes. There's twin pipes, as you can see. Not as much of a diffuser. It's got like black plastic. Oh, look at that GTI badge. It's so cool. The wing allegedly actually does do something. You can see the indents, as I mentioned before. Oh, you know what? I'm blown away. Absolutely blown away. I don't think it's too showy. I don't think it would need too much doing to it. Let's just go for one more sort of walk around this car. Ah, that's a view, isn't it? That's a proper view. You know what, this is on Bridgestone Potenza tyres. I'd stick Cup 2s on this. I really would. Oh my god. I can see why people buy these. I completely see it now. GTI badge. That front looks cracking, doesn't it, with the red bar. IQ lights, same as the R. Right away across. Makes it just that little bit more special. There's the black honeycomb grille at the front. Doesn't it look so mean? Look at that. I mean, look at that. Oh, it's just incredible. Just incredible. Oh, I could spend all day with this car. Absolutely all day. I'm actually kind of lost for words. I'm actually lost for words on this one. I think we're going to have to summarise this, sadly, as my drive has come to an end. Oh, it's another 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. So that ends my drive in the GTI Clubsport. What do I think? What's my final thoughts? Well, as you can probably tell, I think it's amazing. I think it's absolutely amazing. It's blown my mind. I'm actually lost for words. I'm lost for words on the stuff that I can tell you. I need to take some time to have a think and let you know a little bit more about it, but it's such a good drive. It brought back memories of driving fast Fords, with it being light and nimble. I spent a lot of time in the 8 in my 7R, which you can just about see in the background there. Oh, it's special. Thank you so much to the owner, for giving me this opportunity. Please like, share, subscribe for more content like this. I'm blown away. I've spoken to the owner. He's thinking of getting it revoed as well. He's on the list for that. He said I can have another chance to drive it as well for more impressions. Bear in mind, this is my first drive, first time I've ever been in a GTI Clubsport. Only second time I've been in a Golf 8 after the 8R. Like, share, subscribe. That's all you have to do to kind of help out this channel, to give these kind of opportunities and see this kind of content. And drop me a message on Instagram. I'll leave it in the description below if you want to lend me a car. I'm actually from around Hertfordshire, but yeah, I can come here as well, which is up near Silverstone in Northamptonshire. Wow. Yeah, I'm lost for words. You can probably tell. What a piece of kit. I know it probably wasn't the most constructive first drive you've probably heard, but hopefully my impressions is all you kind of need to know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again for another video. Cheers, guys.